That's not true.
Bro, well, listen. Why don't you have language? Why don't you have stories? Why don't we have history together? Our earliest history is the first time we met you guys in the 1600s. That's our earliest history together. We didn't even have a word for you guys, so that's how we know you weren't here. Yeah, your grandma may have been native, but if she was black, that means she was part native or half.
So basically what you're saying that any black person, you have to have ancestry from Africa. You can't be native from any other land.
What's your definition of black? Is that, I mean, they're
a melanated being.
Yeah, with the hair, right?
Technically, I would call our hair, but then
anybody could be that. Anybody could be that dark and be from somewhere else. It's including the hair, right?
That's one of the things. There's all these because my hair isn't the same as Africans' hair.
So take a DNA test, bro.
Yeah, okay. Like I think you're like getting defensive, and I'm not trying to be
Bro, now you're gaslighting, bro. I'm not. I hear the same shit all day long. Now you're gaslighting, bro. I'm not getting defensive.
No, I'm sorry, bro.
Take a DNA test, bro.
Okay. My whole thing was just that for my thing is, all right, if life itself started in Africa, right?
If that's what you believe, I believe life started here.
Okay. Even though the oldest humanoid species that we could find was found in Africa, you believe life started here?
People have only been on this continent for 500 years. They haven't even explored or dug into anything yet. So just wait, bro. You guys, well, we've been right about everything. We were right about the Earth being alive. We were right about global warming. We were right about most of the things. We say life started here, so believe us.
I'm not saying I don't believe you. I'm just looking for a clarification. Because to me, it's kind of belittling to say, okay, everybody you had to come from Africa. You had to come from Africa. We just simply don't know that for a fact.
That's what you're saying, bro. Everybody came from. That's what you're saying, bro. Yeah, it is belittling.
My thing. So if everything, but my thing is, okay, if it did start in Africa, how can you say that? Okay, there's only one race that was originated here. I think everything is a mixture of like they were saying before, like. I'm obviously a product of a mixture.
How many races do you think there is? 2 or 4?
Sorry?
How many races of man do you think there is? 2 or 4?
4. I would go with 4. I wouldn't say that it's just black and white.
You would say that there's just black and white?
No, I wouldn't say that. I would go to 4.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Yeah, because
I'm not, like, I understand that because even like we were saying with hair, like my hair can differentiate from somebody in West Africa compared to Central Africa. Like it's all different. So like every black person doesn't have the same melanation. They don't have the same hair type.
Exactly.
And
you're probably not 100% African.
Native Americans like you, I could say they're melanated. They're more melanated. They're melanated beings. So it's like I'm not trying to try. If anything, I don't want a barrier between us. Like I think we're all one people.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do,
white,
bro.
Black, native,
I'm trying to get these people to wake up, bro. And stop being hateful to my people, because you know that
when I see things like okay,
Native American,
$5 Indian, that yeah, of course, I understand that, but I don't think that okay, you guys are just one people and we are one people. We're all one people.
Yeah, definitely. We all bleed blood and breathe oxygen. And actually, your people and my people are allies in the real world.
Yeah, for sure.
Online, why do they want to be us?
Like, because I've seen all these things trying to divide us, like trying to say we're the real Indians. And that's not where I'm coming from at all. Like, I don't believe that. Okay, the Native Americans that I see today, because I'm from Florida, so I've seen a lot of Native Americans, like, you know, the Seminole culture is big down here. So it's like, I've seen it. So I don't think they're like, oh, they duped us, that there's the actual Native Americans, and then we've been faked out to think that we're only from Africa. But I do believe that it's not as clear cut as they want us to believe. Like, okay, if you're a Black African American, Caribbean descent, whatever, you had to be from Africa. Like, because I feel like they try to make us feel like we're like
definitely, bro.
And I feel like, and it's like to say that okay, I understand that somebody in my family had to go through the slavery, but that doesn't necessarily mean that. From the point of my genealogy, that that's the only reason that I'm on the side of the earth, because I'm like, to me, I think there were Aboriginal. Like I know for a fact that there are Arawaks in Jamaica. were those the same Native Americans that were in America? I don't think so. So that's what I'm saying, that there can be different types of Native Americans, or sorry, natives, because there's natives to Australia, there's natives to different places of the world. Could you agree on that?
Bro, the Arawaks, how do you think they got there? Do you think they came there from Africa, or do you think they came there from America, Turtle Island?
They could have came here. There's very possible, like, if you want to, logically, they would come from America, because America and Jamaica is right there, opposed to across the ocean from Africa. But if that is true, then would I still not have native ancestors, regardless if those natives were from Africa or America, and they went to Jamaica, and that is my heritage? Wouldn't I still have the native ancestors? Yeah, that's all I'm trying to get across. Because if you're,
we know there's Afro-Indigenous people. We know that. I think people aren't understanding that. We know that there's Black Indians after 1619.
Yeah, of course.
Well, thank you, bro.
All right. Blessings, brother.
You too. Welcome. All right. Welcome.
Yo, blessings.
What up, Casey? Is that you in your picture? What up?
Yes, sir, that's me. Yeah, I didn't want to take too much time and whatnot, but I just wanted to kind of comment. I've been noticing and seeing a lot of African Americans and Black. I'm East African, by the way. But I grew up in the States, and I've noticed recently a lot of Black Americans have been putting on this imagery or this fake knowledge to say that they are the native Indians and they are the ones who were here first. You ask really good questions. I do hope that you keep asking, what was the original language? How come they cannot continue to speak it? You know, I really do think that if you look at the history and how a lot of Black Americans grew up in this country, you notice in schools, everything that is associated with Africa is nasty, is poverty, is pot bellies. It's a lot of just derogatory and negative information. So it's kind of understandable how, you know, the tendency now is to build this distance from the land of Africa and act like, well, because, you know, they've been here due to slavery for over 400 years, that they've created this knowledge, if you could say, this idea that they're from that same land, because it's all they know. You know, slavery stripped Black Americans of every ounce of knowledge that they ever had before coming to America. You know, they lost their language, their original African language. They lost their heritage, their cultures. And so, yeah, it's a self-hate thing. You got to understand, a lot of it's a self-hate thing, and it's trying to build up the self-esteem that has been lost through slavery to try to say, okay, well, you know what, since we don't, you know, associate with any of the negative imagery they're showing us, we're just going to say we're Taino or we're Seminole or we're Cherokee, even though they don't speak any of those languages. They don't have any, you know, they'll say their great grandmother was Indian, but they don't take into account that when slaves were brought here, a lot of them intermixed with the native indigenous tribes that were in the area. So of course, a lot of Black people have family members who are from those different places, but it doesn't necessarily make them from or native or indigenous to those areas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you, bro. Is there anything else you want to say, Rex?
No, I just want to you know, put that image out there. It's just a lot of self-hate. You know, it's just a lot of self-hate, and you know, hopefully by pushing continuing to do what you're doing, it'll push people to just kind of really look towards the facts. Africa was a very prominent place. It had a lot of deep and powerful history, and there's a lot more history than what they tell us in the books that is there for us. And if we really look at that, we won't have to try to create this disassociation between what we really are and other people. And I do apologize that a lot of them are taking on your identity, your people's identity, because that's just not the way to go to get away from the self-hate. So I appreciate it. That was all my time though.
Yep. Thanks, bro.